As the film starts, we are shown a boy named Sam. He was going on a journey with his colleagues. There were even some of Sam's friends and his closest friend, Molly. Molly and Sam were separated a couple of times ago for some reason. They were going somewhere on a bus. There was a video playing on the bus that said 180 Corporate Consulting. A truck also passes by them, which we saw in the second part. The bus then arrives at a bridge that was under construction. But as they come on the bridge, Sam starts feeling negative vibes. He was feeling like something's bad going to happen. That's when the bus brakes and Sam's thumb hurts. Its radio also turns on automatically. Dust in the Wind, All We Are, the song was playing on it. This was a clue that they'll die from the wind. Due to the wind, this bridge will collide and they will get killed because of it. But no one understands this except Sam. Just then that bridge starts collapsing. Everyone comes out of the bus in order to save their lives. But a female colleague of Sam couldn't survive and she gets passed. One of Sam's colleagues stayed on the bus. He also gets killed when the bus falls into the water. They all were running to save their lives. Sam gets succeeded to make Molly cross the other side. Then he notices that another female colleague needs his help. He helps her out. But that female colleague couldn't see clearly without glasses. She falls into the water from the bridge. But she's still alive. Right then a car falls onto her and she dies immediately. Her boss and Nathan was also running there. Just then a wire flies Nathan away. Her boss was hanging down a bridge. But right then, Coulter falls onto him and he also gets passed. That bridge got destructed in a while. Sam and Peter was hanging on a railing. They were trying to climb up. Just then a truck comes at the corner of the bridge. Many rods come out of it and cross Peter's body. Sam was alive and he was climbing up. He too couldn't make any more. He dies in a bad way. Suddenly, Sam comes to his senses. He gets shocked and afraid that what did he just see? The bus brakes and his thumb gets hurt. The radio of the bus gets on and reel. The same song was playing on it. He had realized that he has seen the future. He gets shocked due to this. He starts screaming that this bridge is going to break, but no one was ready to believe his words. Then Sam comes out of the bus with her friend, Molly. With them, everyone was compelled to leave the bus. As they leave the bus, saw words come true. That bridge starts breaking. But because of Sam, their lives were blessed. They all were witnessing the bridge collapsing. They all were getting afraid of Sam. Many questions were being arisen in their minds as he told them the future. Therefore, an agent takes him for investigation. He was doubtful about Sam, that he is a terrorist. But he had no evidence against Sam. So, he couldn't do anything. And the Wind is told the reason behind the bridge collision. As Sam was not responsible for all this, so he is left. They go to the memorial of other workers. They find William there. And they tells him that the death doesn't like to be cheated. Sam was a chef and they were proposing to shift the branch of the restaurant where he worked to the Paris branch. Sam and Molly also got separated because of this. Molly didn't want Sam to go to Paris. On the other hand, Peter's friend was doing her daily gym practice. Peter was watching her in the audience. Peter's friend enjoyed her practice like a game. She was practicing this for a long time. While doing a flip during practice, she falls, and her spine breaks. She dies in a painful way. This was happening in front of Peter. He becomes shocked. They were all in their office, but weren't working due to their friend's death. Peter was in his office and so sad due to his friend's death. They all were drinking. One of their colleagues was missing. He gets a ticket for a spa. Het set outs for it secretly. A female colleague had to visit a doctor and she also goes. As she falls, a picture falls from her. It was hers. Its glass breaks. Peter was trying to relax. He couldn't forget his friend's death. Het gets panicked suddenly. Their boss was watching over them. He was informing everything agent. Their colleague reaches the spa. Her last few steps remain of massage. That lady leaves her to sleep for 30 minutes. Needles were inserted into his body. As the lady goes, a towel sets on fire. He screams, but no one comes there. He then tries to get up from the table himself. He falls straight to the ground. Alcohol also falls on the ground. All the needles get inserted deep in his body. But still, he manages to go to the door. Right then, his handset starts ringing. Due to the vibration, a candle falls down. The whole floor catches fire. Fire doesn't harm him. He escapes the fire. A Buddha statue falls down, due to which he dies as well. Sam and Molly were together in an office, and he asks her to go to Paris along with him. They both get reunited. Then Peter arrives there and tells them about a friend's death who went to the spa. They go to the spa where they again meet William. Sam feels as William is following him. At last, he asks him, "Why are you following us?" On which he replies that it's my work to go to the place where someone dies. Then Sam asks Shim about the present situation. Then William tells them the pattern and plan of the death. He tells everything which we are seeing in the previous 4 parts. They understood everything, but a thing the most. If they kill someone in their place, so he'll die in their place. This means that person will go on the death list. It will give them the life of a dying person, and their life will go to them, who's dead. But sacrificing someone's life in order to save ourselves isn't right. Sam tells that everyone will die except Molly because she survived in bridge collapse. Hearing it, Peter starts acting strange that his friend died, but Molly won't. He leaves angrily from there. These survivors now knew death's pattern. The one who didn't know was their female friend who went to the doctor. They go to tell her everything. Their colleague was undergoing laser treatment for her eyes because she was unable to see clearly. The doctor had set up everything. That girl was so nervous, and she held a teddy bear in her hand and was pressing it. One eye of the teddy bear falls on the ground. The doctor was about to treat her when he realizes that the file is incomplete. He goes to take that file while she's in there. As the doctor goes, that machine starts to have a short circuit. Power of that laser starts increasing. It was increasing steadily. She was getting really nervous. She tries to turn the laser off by its remote. But the remote falls down. Its start button gets turned on. The laser starts doing its work. One of her eyes start burning. When the laser moves to the other eye, she moves her hand over there and saves her eye. But before it burns her, she gets off the machine. Sam and Molly comes there as well. But before they could move forward, she steps on the teddy bear's eye and she falls off the window on a car and dies. Her eye comes out. It was so painful. Agent comes there once again. He starts questioning Sam. Then Sam tells him the whole fact about death. No one could believe his words. Nathan was next now. He was working. He gets into a fight with another worker there. Nathan knew that a hook will fall on him and he'll get killed. Here, he plans of cheating death. He ushers that worker under that hook and he gets killed. No one could even doubt it because it seemed an accident. Peter tells his body every fact about death. He was a survivor as well. His boss doesn't believe her words and tells everything to the agent. They all go to Nathan. He was still there, where that man died. There, Peter asks Nathan a question that was it really an accident or did you kill him to get rid of your death? Then he claims that he is the murderer of that man. They think that if it's true that their boss is next. Their boss comes there as well. As he comes, a wrench hits his face harshly and he too gets killed. Here, their theory is proved right. To save Meslevs, they can sacrifice someone. In the night, Sam and Molly go to dinner. Someone was also there in addition to both of them. He was the agent who was watching over them. They were having dinner when Peter comes there. He reacts strangely. Because he was next. He wanted to save his life by sacrificing someone else just like Nathan. He was unable to find a victim. As Sam had said that Molly won't die, so she was a good prey for them. He has brought a gun to kill Molly. He was going to shoot Molly that Sam saves her. The agent also comes in when he listens to it. Sam and Molly goes to the kitchen by escaping from Peter. Peter chases them there as well. Peter attacks Sam and makes him lost his senses. He starts searching Molly. Peter doesn't kill him because it was of no use as he had next turn. He's also about to die. Molly had hidden from Peter. The agent comes there as well. Peter doesn't spare him a chance and kills him. Now Peter could stay alive as he killed the agent. But still, he wanted to kill Molly. Because of his friend's death. But before he could kill Molly, Sam kills him. Here the illusion is that Peter had agent's life. As Sam killed Peter, so his life automatically came to Sam. Sam won't die now. They both get happy because now they could live their lives happily in Paris. After 2 weeks, they book a flight to Paris. Sam notices 2 boys fighting in a plane. They were none other than Alex and Carter. Here a secret is revealed that this story is before part 1. The plane takes off and Sam was listening to the music. Suddenly, the same song plays that played during the bridge collapse, and that was Dust in the Wind, All We Are. When his thumb touches the seat, it gets cut and he becomes nervous. Sam knew that they are gonna die. No matter what, they aren't gonna survive. Their death is final now. He was thinking about this when his imagination comes true. He gets killed in reality. Here the question is, if Nathan can survive by killing someone, then why not Sam? He killed Peter, who had someone else's life. But the fact is that this was the only life of this agent. Therefore, Sam dies. Then we are shown Nathan in memorial of that friend whom he killed. There a worker tells him that this worker had a brain tumor. If he had not died, he would have died a few days later. Because he had only a few days left to live. Right now, he says, when the landing gear of Flight 180 falls on him. This series and this movie end with the master planning of the death.